What's going on, guys? So, probably read the title, hopefully. That's why you're clicking on the video. I did get in a motorcycle crash. Um, yeah, kind of happened real quick, obviously. And, yeah, so let's kind of get into exactly what happened and what are the plans going forward. So, if you ever see me, I'm smoking a cigar here, nice Cuban, and got a list of stuff to go over. So headed back from AR in Fort Worth. Um, really good facility. If you haven't checked it out yet, it's comparable to the Las Colinas one, but I think this one's laid out a little bit better. Just headed back from there. It's about an hour or so drive from my place, and it's a gorgeous day. We had a couple gorgeous days, um, and after I wrecked, I had even more gorgeous days for December. So missed out on that, but nothing really happened too much coming from home. I was just kind of vibing out. Got a little bit of traffic. No big deal. And I was listening to my music, just feeling really good. It was a great weather, had a good workout, and just kind of enjoying the ride back. So literally probably about 5 minutes from my house, there's a slight turn, right, going on to an on ramp for another freeway. And I was probably going like 780. It's real slight. It's like honestly done it hundreds of times, no problem. But I was going there, and if I remember correctly, I transferred to the left lane while going at speed. Not a big deal, but I guess it was a big deal enough to make what happened. So my front end started shaking, got the death wobble. I've had it a couple times before on my bike, and it's a little sketch at sometimes, but it was never an issue to the point where I crashed. Obviously, it just started wobbling, so I just like, okay, let me do what I did before, which was I would just keep the bike going straight and try to just leave everything without touching anything, no brakes or anything, which may or may not have been the right move. Probably should have did some research before that, but I'll do some research today, going over exactly what I should have done. But yeah, I got the death wobble, and then it just kept getting worse and worse, and then just tipped over. Literally just violently threw me onto the ground. Luckily, at that point, I was already in the shoulder, and yeah, I just started sliding, and don't really remember much after that. Just happened so quick. Draw on this one's kind of. These aren't Cohibas or Monte Cristos. These are San Cristobal's they're Cubans, but this one has a really tight draw, so it's be a little bit of pain in the ass to smoke. So I ended up on the ground, right? And luckily, I had just a bunch of good Samaritans come by and help me immediately. Just got a whole bunch of people come by and make sure I was all right. And at the time, obviously, your adrenaline's pumping. You don't really know what's going on as far as with your body. And I felt fine for the most part. Um, I looked down and saw my foot, and one of the bigger surface level injuries. My when I was sliding, I guess for some reason the inside of my left foot on the big toe, that bone right underneath it, scraped right through my my boot, and I'll take a picture up here, show you the injury a little bit later. But it's just scraped right through the boot, and um, didn't seem like it was that big of a deal at the time, obviously. And thank God I didn't feel anything to my chest or my spine. All the joints felt all right. I did try to stand up at one point. My right leg wasn't having it. I think I wanted to also move around my left arm. Definitely wasn't having that. But yeah, paramedics came. I was trying to get up, and obviously I was completely aware of everything that was happening. I didn't have any like head trauma or anything like that, so immediately started making phone calls, trying to get a hold of family members to just alert them what's happening. And yeah, the paramedics came, and I tried like standing up. I wanted to see what my bike looked like, but everybody was like, just stay down, stay down. Um, Obviously, when your adrenaline's pumping, you don't know exactly what your injuries are, and in that instance, I was everybody was just kind of looking out for me because, you know, thank God there wasn't anything that happened internally, but, if there was internal bleeding or anything, obviously getting up, moving around is probably not the best bet. It's a little chilly out here. Um, so yeah, they loaded me out. The paramedics kind of checked me out and everything, and then I got to the hospital. A little bit of a painful ride there, and ER came, right. They came and checked me out. So the injuries, um, they weren't too bad. Honestly, they're really not that bad considering everything. Very thankful, very happy that I only have these amount of injuries, and I think one thing I think about my bike that helped me with my leg at least was, or my legs, and particularly my left leg because I went down on the left side. Um, was the crash bars. I think the crash bars really helped me because, God forbid, and it's a heavy bike. This is a 2019 Road King with, a bunch of chrome on it and everything. And if I didn't have those crash bars, I think, there's a high chance my leg would have got caught underneath the bike. So, thankfully that didn't happen, and I just kind of slid away from it. But yeah, so the injuries. We'll start with my bottom left side. So bottom left side was um, the foot, right? The foot injury that I mentioned earlier that went through the boot. Um, can't really move my left arm. Here's a picture of that, or I'll probably here's a picture of that. um, and they kind of look pretty bad, right? But going up my leg, nothing was wrong with my knees, nothing was wrong with my hips or anything like that. And then going to my left side, obviously you guys see me, I'm in a, not a cast, but this is a splint. So my left arm, I broke my elbow. That's what they say I broke, but I think it's just a little bit below the elbow. Um, and I had some pretty gnarly uh, road rash from that, which I'm not entirely sure how that happened. I was wearing um, a Kevlar lined jacket and everything, and that's why that's thank God because that's why I really didn't come out with much road rash besides my arm. But I was also wearing a hoodie underneath there, so and um, I haven't checked out the jacket yet. I checked out the boots. Obviously, I'm gonna make a video of just kind of going over the damage of everything and how everything held up. But yeah, for some reason I just got insane road rash on my left side, and yeah, and resulted in a broken elbow. So right now, they couldn't do surgery on it. They have to wait for the road rash to heal to be able to get in there. So it's just it's just a waiting game right now. Um, I'll show you a picture right here. Um, yeah, it's swollen like a damn softball. So and it looks pretty gnarly. But yeah, thankfully I still have all my finger extremities and everything work fine. I can, my shoulder is a little bit swollen at the top, or really like right around here. Not, yeah, it's fine at the shoulder itself, which thank God. Um, I, shoulder injuries are definitely not what you want. So if I had to pick, I definitely would have preferred my broken elbow over a shoulder injury. So um, yeah, so I have to wait for that to get healed up. Hopefully within the next week and a half, I can get a surgery on that and to really start the recovery process. So kind of going across my body over here to the right side, right arm. The only thing that happened with my right arm, there's very little road rash. I have some scabs on my wrist and stuff like that, but really nothing. And ironically, the only thing that wore through was my foot, or my thumb. So half my nail kind of got broke off there, and it's just been scabbing over. So, yeah, right arm is good, thank God. Um, Shoulder is fine. Then working my way down to my right side. Like I said, minimal road rash. There's just some scabs around my knees, and well, actually, I forgot to mention there's some road rash right here along my abdominals and my obliques, but really nothing crazy. But my foot, I ended up breaking my ankle or fractured it. Um, Thankfully, it was only a small fracture, so I don't have to do surgery for that. I'm just letting it heal. Just trying to stay off of it. Obviously, you guys see I'm in a wheelchair. Um, and yeah, so that's pretty much the extent of my injuries. I'm just really glad I was wearing my gear at the time. My helmet, it really didn't. I would have seen most of the damage of me would have been from sliding, obviously. So if I was wearing like a half helmet or no helmet, my face would have been scarred up, looking like Frankenstein. So uh, thank God I got my beautiful face still. And yeah, the helmet did its job, and obviously not going to be using that helmet again. But I'll be buying the same helmet, but not that helmet. So let me just make sure I'm not really missing anything. Okay, so I'll just mention this. The team at the Parkland Hospital in Dallas, they really took good care of me. Everybody was very kind and upbeat. They're trying to keep you at energy, and so was I. Throughout this whole process, I've been um, keeping myself in a good mood. Just really thankful that nothing else kind of bad happened. That what did happen wasn't extremely major. It's going to take me out for a couple months, but it's just a hiccup in the road. So, but the team over there, they took real good care of me, and I really enjoyed my treatment there. So definitely going back there, obviously for the surgery, and yeah. So if you had to go to Parkland, I have nothing but good things to say about them. So okay, going over life, right? What's my life looking like now that I'm in a wheelchair right now, and effectively, uh, 50% of my body is what I can use. My left foot, it still has some soreness, obviously, and they had to. No, I didn't go over that. My left foot, they did do surgery on it just to clean it out. Um, so that's still, just sitting there. It has pain, throbbing, and stuff like that. It's sensitive, but realistically, not too much damage, and I can put pressure. I can use my left leg and my left foot to maneuver around. Thankfully, I have at least one foot and one arm to kind of get myself around. Using the bathroom and getting up and down and out of cars, on the bed and stuff like that. So I'm still pretty mobile for what happened. I'm happy for that. So going through life, obviously, like I said, the limbs are these limbs are helping me out, but I have a wheelchair now. I can't really bathe myself on uh, my cast. Obviously, I mean it's yeah. I have to be real careful with my arm. I don't want to make it any worse, and sometimes it hurts more than others, but more days than others. But it's not bad. So this kind of goes with it, right? I'm in a wheelchair, so I really can't get around that much. I can't obviously drive a car right now, or or ride a bike, really, right? So, just getting through it. So, um, the bike damage, right? Probably what a lot of people want to see. Uh, when I was on the ground and everything, all those good Samaritans were coming by, picking stuff up, the wreckage, all that. They were saying, "Hey, did I asked like someone how my bike went, and they were like, it's actually, it's not as bad as I thought it would be. So I was anticipating, a good review from the insurance to hopefully get everything fixed and get back on the road. Unfortunately, it didn't end up that way. I'll put up the pictures here. Um, Overall, the bike wasn't in terrible condition. I thought superficially, from what you could see, it's, you got some bent end, crash bars, and one of my pipes is, tilted up a little bit more. And, those saddlebag guards, I ripped on them for having a terrible install. But they did their job, man. I tell you what, those things, I mean, they were they were all good, right? Obviously, the right saddlebag's toast. At least the deck lid is, and I lost my headlight, which sucks because I upgraded all the lights on that bike recently, earlier this year. So, um, and one of the handlebars, you see that? It snapped. One of them snapped. I have no idea what the brand handlebars are. I bought them like that. I bought the bike like that. So, Um, and the fender, you know, the tank had some paint wear damage, and then the fender obviously was damaged there. But the rear of the bike, you know, looked pretty good besides the pipe. So, you know, I was kind of hopeful when the guy showed me those pictures, but unfortunately, he said he found frame damage, which is a toss up for me. Honestly, I don't know how you could see frame damage. I'm sure they got a system to find it exactly when see what's straight, but um, he said he found it, so they don't warranty frame damage, so it was a total loss. I had that bike for just over 2 years, 2.5 years, and oh man, I loved it. I loved that bike, and I was loving it even more recently as I was just having more fun on the motorcycle again. I really just love the sound and that Milwaukee 8107, man. It's a good engine. Never had any problems with it. Bike was at like 55,000 miles, so I put a lot of miles on it at first, and this year I kind of dialed it back a little bit. Probably only put maybe 10 or 15 on it. But yeah, unfortunately that bike's gone. Luckily, I had some additional coverage for not only, well, Progressive does this. You can add coverage for your gear. So I had like a five. I wish I did 1,000, but you got a $500 gear coverage for that, and accessories. I put a $3,000 limit, which is pretty much what I had purchased. I think that's about, you know, the cost of everything that I put on there. So with that coverage, it bumped it up, and you know, was able to cover the loan, thankfully, and give me, you know, just a little bit extra. Not much extra, but you know, a little bit. So yeah, man. Bike, gonna be getting a new one, and actually I got a new one yesterday. So uh, it's out of state, so I won't be able to get it here yet. But I'll do a reveal video on that. It's something a little bit different. I was I was torn between wanting to get, you know, around the same bike, if not a Road King. I just love the lines of that Road King, man. I think it's just beautiful looking from the rear. The tank and the just everything could flow so well. I love the look of that bike. But I always wanted, you know, I got that bike anticipating I was going to be doing, you know, more two-up riding. Just not what happened. Life happened. So, you know, I was kind of stuck with the bigger bike at that point. And I always kind of wanted like a Softail, like either a Deluxe or a Heritage or something, but with the hard bags and everything. Just, you know, a little bit lighter, a little bit more nimble. But man, I love the look of that Road King. So I don't know, that tank is beautiful to me. So I'll give you a hint. It's still in the Harley brand, but it's a different style bike. So that's about all. Let's go over that right now. But um, yeah, I mean, so what is the plan for bodybuilding? What is the plan going forward? I think I've hinted on this channel, but I've never really discussed it. But you know, I creating an apparel company with me and my buddy, and things were going good. Things were going good. We were keeping momentum and everything like that. Obviously, now I have more time to go over and really delve into the behind the scenes of getting everything. I can go into that a little bit later in a different video, but now I have more time to do LP. And as far as LP Loud and Proud, that's a brand name. As far as fitness, obviously I'm pretty limited here. But you know, someone like me that was so invested in bodybuilding, I'm not gonna go down easy. So I have a list of exercises that I think I can do. Just kind of modifying them. You know, I'm not trying to build muscle per se. I'm just really trying to maintain what I have here. So um, maintain mobility and everything like that. And hopefully a little bit of strength. Obviously, I'm going to be weak as a dog coming in, but you know, I'll get back up to it, right? So I'll go over that a little bit later. And you know, I think the main thing for me right now, as far as the bodybuilding is concerned, is keeping my food intake relative to, you know, my maintenance level. Really, that's all it is. I'm not really doing anything, so my fitness and burning calories just isn't really happening. I might burn, you know, maybe, you know, a couple hundred calories through this fitness and stuff like that, but nothing crazy. So just maintaining my food, obviously adjusting the macros to adjust for the decrease in fitness, but just staying on top of that. That's gonna be number one for me because I need to maintain my muscle mass. So yeah, man. So that kind of concludes the video. I know this is a long one. We're sitting at 21 minutes, give or take some cuts and all that. Yeah, these setbacks, they're minor setbacks for me. I just keep an upbeat attitude, constantly smiling. Obviously, I'm going to have my down moments where, it kind of hits a little bit harder, but, um, you just, that happens for anybody, any point in life. Yeah, stretch out this video pretty long. It's cold as shit out here. It's getting to be. I'm glad I made this little thing before, over, it was a couple months ago, but it's been really nice. Obviously, come out here, have a cigar, and I have a little heater too I can heat on, but it's really loud. So yeah, that's gonna pretty much wrap up this video. Let me know if you have any questions. I'm more of an open book than most people think. So yeah, I have plenty of videos planned. I'm kind of go over and just life in general and the process and motorcycles, obviously building the brand and everything like that. So stay tuned for that, and I'll catch you guys later.